And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. We got about 4 cryptos to go over a deep dive. Let me take a look here, tell you which ones they are. I got to click out of some open windows here. Okay, Kita. Kita, Pentagon Chain, Energy Web Token, Quant, and Onyx coins. We got 5 actually. I'm going to talk the good and the bad about each one. Welcome. Thanks for being a member. I'll open the show up to you guys, the $5 and the $10 for this particular program. When this show's over, I'll offer it up to the general public. Let me take a look at the first 5 people that are here. And that is XRP Flea, Christoph, 552 Man, Brian, Edwards, Thomas. And that is the first 5 right there. Let me check through really quick for any comments that I need to answer. Just give me a minute. Okay, everybody's saying hi to each other. Okay, we got 5 cryptos today, so I'm going to get moving. There's going to be like one of them, at least, it's going to be a dud. Part of what I do is Delgadov. Hold on a second. That's a very strange sound upstairs. Delgadov, thank you very much for the tax-free donation. Appreciate that. Tax-free is the way to go. One of the things I'll do, look, for brand new people, and especially those that join the $500 club, look, you're not going to get 3 to 5 100 pumps a week. So that you just got to fucking wake up with that shit, all right? What the $500 club is, and if you don't make any money, and we both kind of agree, I'll give you another month for free. That's fine. I'm not here to argue. The thing is, it's kind of late. Look, let's say something's pumping or whatever, going to pump, and I make a video that says it's going to, because sometimes we just know. If I see like all these connections, I'm like, this thing is going to pump. By the time you pay, it takes 1 to 2 days for it to show up. You ain't getting in on it. It's going to be too late, all right? So you want to be set up ahead of time. I got people in the $500 club that are not rich at all. I got 3 guys that joined up, so the one guy can pay for the membership. So 3 guys paid $130 a piece, or 50, or whatever it is, 160. 3 guys came up with like $160 a piece to come up with $500, and the one guy tells the other ones what to invest in because he watches the show. Whatever. Okay, I mean, some people are doing that. Okay, they find out first, and not all these people are rich. And I just tell them, hey, if you and your guys, you know, you're not rich and stuff. So if you don't make any fucking money, if you don't make at least $500, then I'll give you another month, because I'm not trying to rip you off. They're like, yeah, we know Crypto Hulk. We know it's okay. Da, da, da. And I said, because it's not every day you're going to be getting these pumps that go fucking skyrocket. And they're all, we know. I said, all right, just, you know, I know some people can't, you know, 500 is a lot to come up with, but I'm reasonable and shit. But if you miss out on all these things because you don't know how to buy it and this and that, that's on you. Okay. So I'm going to consider the past 30 days. And when you tell me, oh, I didn't make any money, well, you missed out on like 5 pumps. Seriously, like 1 a week, or that's on you. If you didn't have the right wallet, if you bought the wrong one or whatever it is, that's how it goes in this space, man. It goes fast and furious. It's a running of the bull in Pamplona, Spain. Things get moving and grooving, and people get bumped and checked and stuff. That's just how it goes. If you can't play, don't play the game. All right? When I was ready to invest in a crypto that was fake, that went up 1,500%, I knew it was fake. I told my friend to buy it for me, and if it's fake, I'll pay him back $2,000. I don't fucking care. So you have to have the right mentality if you're going to go bet and gamble. I don't know if certain things are 100% legit. If you can't afford to lose it, don't fucking buy it. I told my friend, hey, this might be fake. I don't know. I hadn't deep dived it. Don't worry. I'll pay you back $1,000. I thought about it and I called him back. You know what? Fuck it. Give me in for 2,000. And if it's fake, I'll still pay you back. I'm not tripping, dude. So I don't got time to spend an hour or two to invest. This shit was pumping. So it's either get in or just stay back, you know? And that's how it goes. Some people are going to gamble, some are not. I don't know. Uniswap, Coinbase, they don't always put legit stuff. So if it says on Coinbase, we have whatever crypto, if I read it and says, hey, it looks like Coinbase has whatever. Well, they did. That's the name of it. I didn't verify it. It said, this is 100%. You said you wanted ABC crypto? Well, look at Coinbase. What does it say? ABC crypto. There it is. Now, if it's not the right one, well, guess who? It's not my job to make sure Coinbase has it, is it? If Coinbase is going to sell it and you're a customer of Coinbase, then you really need to find out why Coinbase is selling shit that is not what you wanted to buy or whatever. Maybe, see what I mean? So that's what I do on the show is I teach you about the different cryptos. I don't know who's got it. Now, if it's on Caleb Brown, and Caleb, I kind of go like this, the way that just I am. If I love a crypto and I show you all the evidence and it's cool and all, and then if Caleb Brown has it, then generally, more than likely, it's probably a good crypto. Because Caleb Brown does what I do. They got people over there. It's their job is to look at cryptos and see how legitimate these things are. Now, if they got it for sale, they can't catch 100%. Nobody can. And then there's stuff that happens within a company where maybe the president runs off with the secretary. So it's like, you just don't know these things. Again, if you can't afford to lose the money, don't fucking buy it. That's why I told my friend, buy me $1,000 worth of that shit. And after about a minute or two, it went from 300 to 500%. It could have been fake. I'm sure it was. You know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm betting on some fake shit. Hey, put me in for another 1,000. I'll pay you back. That's just how I am. I'm not gonna be like, I lost $2,000. Like, don't try to do big boy shit when you're a fucking pussy. Okay, it's just like that. All right. Whatever I put in, I can afford to lose. Whether it's $500 or $1,000 or $2,000, I'm putting in more than that on some shit on the gamble and been like, oh man. But guess what? I'm also that same guy that probably 5 years ago at age 50, flying down the freeway, drag racing at 170 miles an hour. That same guy's not going to bitch and complain if I crash and get all kinds of fucked up. That's just, man, if I want to run with the bulls, I might get stuck. That's just how it goes. If you can't handle the pain, don't start playing the game. These are just simple fucking things. If you want to make money, could you please deep dive block V? Thanks for JGT. Thanks for the $5 donation. I'll take requests at the end of the show. Knuckle Dragger, thank you very much for the tax-free donation. Says, Hong Kong. Appreciate you, Hulk. There's Delgadoft again. So when stuff happens on my show, when I show something and all of a sudden, bam, that shit takes off. Maybe it's real. The crypto itself that we learn, here's the tough part. We're going to learn about Onyx coin today. And there's two different Onyx coins, all right? One is a fake, the XCN. There's two XCN cryptos. There you go. So how do you know if you're getting the right one? You got the Monero, the Loki, L-O-K-I, XCN, and then you got like the JP Morgan XCN. Oh, shit. See what I'm talking about? And not all the times do we know which one's which. Maybe the crypto exchanges ought to do their fucking job and not have two cryptos that are the same letters. How about that? So I can't control all these variables. There comes a time when you have to decide, can I lose this money? And if you can't, don't fucking bet it. I mean, do I really have to say this? Are we that fucking stupid? Some people out there, I guess they are. Okay. If you have to, I fully know if I'm betting on something, there's going to be a risk. I could win a lot or I could lose a lot. That's how it goes. Or I could win a little and lose a little. It's all in there. If you can't afford to lose, don't fucking do it, dumbass. I mean, this is just simple shit. You're supposed to be 18 and up on this channel. So if you don't know how to buy shit or whatever, then don't do it. If you're one of these people like, well, where do you get it? How do I do this? How do I do that? You should not do shit at all because you're too fucked up, okay? You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're like walking into Vegas. You're walking into a dive bar casino in the old circus side of Vegas. 2 o'clock in the morning, you're drunk off your ass. You're about 120 pounds and you're 6'1", and you're waving a handful of $100 bills around, and all the criminals are like, that's who you are, okay? You're a walking magnet to get fucking robbed and murdered, okay? My name is Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor. I don't know anything about crypto. I don't know anything about anything. I don't know about finances. Before every show, get super fucking high. Snort heroin, snort cocaine, inject heroin, all these things, pop roofies. I'm bipolar. Someone told me that I'm supposed to acknowledge that in here, so I'm bipolar. All these things. If you get financial advice from me, which we think is financial advice, Zoltar, the toy that sits next to me,
I see you over there.
Zoltar's giving me the information, so you're gambling because of what Zoltar says. Just thought I'd let you know where I get my financial advice from. Zoltar the pimp. Stu Lavelle says, geez, you're a mess, Hulk. Oh, my God. XCN. Let's start with XCN. So somebody asked me, can you go over XCN? Well, what they didn't know is there's more than one. Oh, shit. So that's how people get wrecked, not knowing. Chronological. So what we got here is the groundwork for XCN. It's called Oxen, Oxen. Formerly, it's called Loki, Loki. See what I mean? Began with the rise of privacy-focused cryptocurrencies. Monero, a privacy-centric blockchain, inspired the development of Loki, Loki, which later became Oxen. And then it was called XCN. Oxen, XC, see what I mean? So the first XCN in the crypto world was a crypto named Oxen, Oxen, which used to be called Loki, Loki. Oxen, which is XCN originally, was founded by a team in Melbourne, Australia. A couple guys were involved in this: Simon Haran, Keith Jeffries, Josh Jessup, and Chris McCabe. I think I've heard that name before. These guys, from what I understand, are like complete nobodies. So that's how you know this particular XCN is garbage. There's no startup accelerators working with them. They have no fintech companies backing them up. I mean, you got Monero and Zcash. Listen, that's fucking scam city right there. So basically, they got no fintech backing them up. They raised some money through an initial coin offering, but Investors were primarily crypto enthusiasts and retail, so broke people. No banks joined with them, no accelerators, no government connections, no academic connections here. The project gained some traction with privacy-focused crypto community criminals. The team explored use cases like anonymous e-commerce. Well, that's not going to work with the government. So you're just putting a target on your back if you do that anonymous shit. That's not going to happen. Governments will never allow that. They rebranded it Loki, L-O-K-I, in 2021. So basically, from 2017 for the next 4 years of 2021, this crypto didn't do shit. So they tried to change the name. It's kind of like taking a pile of horse shit, putting chocolate syrup on it, adding some whipped cream and some nuts, and calling it a sundae, all right? They still had no ways to come up with funding. The project's privacy, it was a privacy-focused crypto, and banks don't want to get involved in that. That's what it says here. And again, governments and stuff don't want to get involved in this. No venture capital bank wanted to spend money in this. So they were like a broke program, pretty much. So these Australian guys really didn't go anywhere. This project went nowhere. And that's that's the end of the first XCN, which is Oxen, which originally was Loki. I would run from that crypto personally. So let me check the comments, and then we'll talk about the real XCN. Same bottle, different label. Yes. People are calling Robert Robbie. What's up, Robbie? Rob Robbie, Bob Bobby, Robert Robbie. Now let's go over the let's go over the other XCN. The one I think you're talking about. I really don't know which one because there's two. There was two of them. There still is. All right. In 2014. Now what's interesting is the original. Okay, the original one looks like it was 2014, which is the fucking JP Morgan one. So the Locky Oxen, which some people called XCN Ox, I don't know, whatever the fuck, that shit came out 3 years after this. So this one's the original one, 2014. The Onyx Protocol, ONYX. I think what happened is this. The Australians tried to pull a scam on people. Notice how their platform or their coin was the Oxen, OXEN. And this one is the ONYX. See what I mean? They're trying to use a play, calling it XCN. And they're using similar words. They had a total shit coin and tried to get people to buy it by accident and shit like that. So now this is where the JP Morgan, Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin kind of came into play here. It's called the Onyx Protocol, originally known as Chain, not Chainlink. It was CHAIN. It was founded in 2014 by venture capitalist Adam Ludwin. Now, let me give you a little heads up on this, okay? I know some of you have bought this, quote, JP Morgan coin. I'm going to start off good. Okay, look. Some of these cryptos start off real bad. And we've talked about this yesterday and the day before. Some of these cryptos start off real bad, then end up really fucking amazing, right? Okay. This one, I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but this one's going to start off great, and then it's going to go to shit, okay? This is the JP Morgan coin, okay? So let's get into this. This is XCN. I hope this is the one you wanted. Because you better listen up. Okay, I can't tell you what to do, but I'm just going to show you the evidence right here. I'll give you my opinion. When it's time for my opinion, I'll be like, look, now this is my opinion. Here we go. This thing started in 2014, and that's awesome because it had venture capitalist Adam Ludwin is trying to modernize. He had a goal. It's a pretty good goal, too. Modernize financial systems using blockchain. That's amazing. Okay, it's amazing effort. Now, when this dude started off, he raised $40 million. I'm like, whoa, so that's pretty fucking amazing. Remember, we're going to start off good, and then this is going to go to shit real quick, okay? So I'm not telling you to sell out of your XCN or nothing, but just listen to this, listen to the little horror story, and you got to do what you got to do with your investment, okay? So in the beginning, this Adam guy, notice he's like the only one on the ship. He's the captain. He's the bellboy. He's the dishwasher. He's all one man show. Okay. To Crypto Hulk, that's not good. All right. So he's all by himself trying to modernize the financial system of the world. That's just not going to happen. I know hindsight's 2020, but seriously, you're by yourself, you're going to do all this shit? No, that's not going to work. But nonetheless, he knew a lot of people, okay? He knew a lot of people, and he got $40 million. He started to work with venture capital firms. That's companies that believe in you, that want to give you money. That's fucking amazing. So the other XCN we talked about had none of that at all. Nobody wanted to give them a fucking dime. This guy, right out of the gate, got $40 million. Who's he working with? Listen to this. NASDAQ. The NASDAQ stock exchange. Okay, Crypto Hulk, I think I might be done listening. Yeah, but that's pretty fucking amazing. Capital One Bank. Oh, shit. Yeah, he doesn't just have venture capitalists. This guy's also got banks, some of the most conservative, greedy bastards on the planet. They won't invest in shit unless they know it's going to work. So this guy's doing great when he first starts. And he's got Citicorp or Citigroup. What's so big about that? What's the biggest bank in the world? The most systemically important bank in the world is JP Morgan. Number 2, Citibank. We could say HSBC, then Citibank, whatever it is, they're all in the top 3. He's got them on board too. And I was like, whoa, smoking. Let's continue. These partnerships provided money and strategic support to develop Chain, a blockchain infrastructure for financial services. Okay, let's continue. No government was involved. He's got this thing called Chain Core. It's like their XRP ledger. So remember, he hit the scene in 2014. Now, 4 years later, in 2018, Stellar comes in. Okay. Now, Stellar comes in, and there's a subsidiary called Lightyear Corporation. So Lightyear came in to help this guy. Lightyear is a subsidiary of Stellar. And so now from 2014 to 18, it's looking really, really good. But here's the problem. This is my opinion, okay? This part's my opinion. From 2014 to 2018, the guy running the show, Adam Ludwin, couldn't really do anything with this platform. It's not interoperable. It's not working. The banks are getting fucking pissed. So who did he bring in? Stellar. because somebody's got to help this poor bastard out. Adam is a captain of a ship that is sinking, and it's called XCN. Stellar comes in after 4 years and tries to fix what the fuck is going on. Adam, what the fuck were you thinking starting this platform called XCN? Lightyear goes in there. So Chain, remember Adam developed a crypto platform named Chain? He had to give that to Stellar, which is Lightyear. They had to buy him out because Adam wasn't doing shit with it. It wasn't working. It's not working. Now the banks are fucking pissed. Stellar comes in, takes over that blockchain, and Jed's running shit at Stellar, but Lightyear is their subsidiary. So, Jed comes in to kind of look around, and he's like, oh shit, this is a fucking train wreck. So Lightyear tries to fix shit. No more banks at this point jump in. No government agencies quietly want to jump in. Nobody wants to jump in. I think they realize it's a train wreck, XCN, in the year 2020 now. So now we're 6 years into this, okay? Stellar's been in there 2 years. Now, in 2021, we're talking 7 years later. They had to change Adam Ludwin. They had to kind of bring in people that knew what the fuck to do. Because by 7 years later, XCN is a train wreck, okay? And 7 years later, they bring in a whole bunch of people. Adam Ludwin, the guy that started it, is no longer the only person in charge. They realized, dude, we got to fix this shit right now. The banks were in it since 2014. The banks probably know 7 years later, we ain't getting our money back. So not good for XCN. So back in 2021, it was already a fucking train wreck. Here we are 4 years after that. Let's keep looking at what happened to this poor bastard. People are like, oh shit, Crypto Hulk, it started off good, but it got fucked up real quick. Well, it took 4 years, to be honest. Then what happens is nobody is dumping money in this shit anymore, and they're going broke. This is my opinion. So they make it a DAO, D-A-O. They made it one of these autonomous organizations. Basically, they want it to run on autopilot. They want people to kind of run this thing because they got no more money to pay anybody, no more developers, and they're fucking broke. Adam Ludwin, the guy that started it, is no longer explicitly mentioned as a central figure. He's kind of like told to go home, okay? There's a collective of developers and community-driven governance via the Onyx DAO. Basically, you get people that are broke or bored, sitting around at home. They got nothing to do, help to be the node of the network and do all the shit. It's just, yeah, it's more decentralized. Nobody's got any power. It's running by itself, pretty much. They just realized, hey, let's put this on life support. Let's put XCN on life support. Somebody hook up the oxygen and somebody start pushing on his chest. Hey, bring in the Boy Scouts. We can't afford medical staff here. So the Boy Scouts come in and they take turns and, 5 compressions in one breath or whatever that fucking shit is nowadays. I don't know. Punch him in the nuts every now and then and try to wake him up, shock his system. So that's what this turns out to. Just a fucking dead project back in 2022 and shit. At one point, JP Morgan in 2022-ish or something kind of separates from this project. Let's look here. The Onyx protocol operates as a decentralized platform on the Ethereum blockchain. Onyx coin explicitly is independent, so they split up. The Onyx platform started this, I don't know what year. I forgot. It doesn't matter. It's a joke crypto anyway. JP Morgan took his Onyx chain and went to work with somebody called Connexus, the Connexus blockchain. And this chain company is now like a DAO, a DAO. The project is now community driven. Oh, brother. Through the only Onyx DAO with no single founder highlighted. The development team consists of what? Anonymous or pseudonymous blockchain developers. That's like not good. And all these people are on like Discord and Twitter talking away. This is so fucking train wreck. JP Morgan went with Kyriba instead. So JP Morgan kind of went away from this XCN train wreck, and yeah, they left it alone. The Onyx, ONYX, the Onyx XCN ledger today remains community driven with no individuals highlighted. That's like, you're done. You're done. You're fucking done. So that is the... Now, what is the Onyx coin? People can vote on protocol improvements. You can pay for services. You can stake it. Look, I'm not going to get into like what this thing is and what it's just a fucking train wreck is what it is. So let me click out of it, read some comments here. Oh, hold on now. We got a little hot pink coming in. Where's that at? Oh, there it is. Jeffrey Gaylord again. Damn, that was like, this dude's giving $50 a day. Whew-wee. Right on. Tax-free donation. Must love the show. Actually loves the jokes. So let me check some comments on this train wreck. Look, sometimes I can tell you guys, I'll read what I see in the articles and I pull up and the information I find, and it's not going to be what you want to hear. So maybe it's, and the good part of some of these shows that I do, I take a crypto that maybe you thought was really good. You got $1,000 or $2,000 in. This XCN shit's a pile of shit. That's a $2,000 waste of money right there. So we don't always have to see a crypto go up. I can show you something and save you $2,000 by showing you what not to buy. Now, this crypto here, I can't tell you. None of these cryptos I can tell you what to buy or not buy. I'm going to present information to you. You look at the information and do with it what you want, okay? If you were to ask personally, Crypto Hawk, would you buy this? There's no way in hell I'd buy this. Even if I'm in the middle of the ocean sinking and I need a life raft, I wouldn't buy this shit. So there you have my opinion only, not financial advice. I'm just looking at comments here real quick. I had XCN. Here's Chris Sharpie. Let's see what Chris Sharpie has to say. I had XCN and made a couple hundo, then swapped it for my bleeding to death Ondo months ago. Made a couple hundo. Some of these fucking chat things are funny. All right. TG 1974. Thank you very much for the tax-free donation. Don't get wrecked in XCN. Just saying. I'm not telling you. I'm telling my friends. Appreciate the show, Hulk. Okay. And there goes XCN down in flames, says Lester Mena. Go down in flames. Okay, Quant. Here's Quant. Now, if you're interested in buying it, it's only $86 a piece. So if you want to 100x that bitch better hit $800. Good luck waiting for that to happen. Let's have some fun with Quant. Now, Now, I know the verdict. I know what I'm going to show you, but I'm not going to tell you because then you're not going to watch the show. And that's for show. Let's start Quant. $86, okay? This has got to be something big, Crypto Hulk. Fuck. Okay. Now, the good. Everybody already knows. When I start saying the good, then later he's like, the bad, and then it's the ugly. Hey, now, you don't know. This might not be the one I'm talking about now. $86. Here we go. Crypto Hulk, look up Quant. I'm deep in Quant, Crypto Hulk. Don't tell me shit I don't want to hear. That's like the Emperor has no clothes. You need to read that story. The Emperor has no clothes. Okay, I don't do that shit in this channel. I'm gonna tell you real ass shit that I find. If you don't like it, I don't give a fuck. Don't be a bitch about it and try to put these people put comments on my channel. Oh, this guy didn't know what he's talking about. I'm like, well, you got a dick so far up your ass it's squeezing the fucking air out of your brain, homo. Right here, chronological background investigation of Quant. 2015. The founder. Now listen to the founder of this right here. Gilbert Verdian, the primary founder of Quant, built a career in cyber technology for over 20 years. He worked with, here we go, listen to this dude's connections. He worked with the United Kingdom Treasury. Oh, man. Crypto Hulk, this one, hey, just listen to all of it. When you work at the United Kingdom Treasury, you really can't go up any higher than that, okay? He's high, much higher than I'll ever get. So he worked with the UK Treasury, Australian Department of Health, and the, listen to this, United States Federal Reserve. Now, let me tell you something. When I see shit like this, I'm thinking this is fucking awesome crypto. There's like these other cryptos we're talking about, these people don't have pedigrees like this. These people aren't like this. This guy's fucking connected. He is number one. Let's keep reading because this motherfucker knows what he's doing. He's worked at HSBC, the second biggest bank in the world. He works at MasterCard. These are Ripple partners. BP and PricewaterhouseCoopers. That's a Ripple partner. He founded, oh my God, listen to this. His first name's Gilbert. Now, I'll give him a free pass with his name because this dude's a fucking G. He founded the blockchain ISO standard TC307. Holy fuck. This motherfucker makes ISOs, okay? This guy knows what the fuck he's doing. He started this program in 2000, even before 2015. This crypto's 10 years old. Gilbert, good fucking job. You're a brainiac. Now, he had a co-founder. His name's Colin. He worked at Deutsche Bank. That's just Europe's biggest bank. That's not a big deal, Crypto Hulk. He also worked at MasterCard. They got links to Stellar and Ripple. He worked for, the United Kingdom Ministry of Justice. I worked for the U.S. Department of Justice. So we're kind of like frenemies or something. Let's see what else. There's a guy named Dr. Paolo, P-A-O-L-O, Paolo. He specialized in what? Distributed systems. Sounds like a wiener. Listen to this. This is the dream team right here. These three, the three stooges right here, or the three musketeers. Paulo is a digital economist specializing. He was, listen to this, a blockchain advisor to the European Union Parliament and the United Nations and central banks. Poof. Coming down hot. I'll tell you what, these motherfuckers know what they're doing. These three guys that started Quant are basically advising the fucking world on what to do with crypto. So far, I'm looking at how deep into this article. Like a few paragraphs and shit. It took me that long just to explain how important the guys are that started Quant. They're fucking superstars, okay? It's like you got a national basketball NBA team and you got like the dream team. I grew up in the 90s. They had all the best fucking guys to play on this Olympic team. It wasn't NBA, but they took NBA players to go play against the world. And well, of course, the United States wins. But it's like when you're on a team and you got everybody's fucking badass. This is Quant. Okay, that's how this starts off. Alrighty then, let's keep going here. Let's see if it turns from the good to the bad to the ugly. Let's take a look. They had an ICO, initial coin offering, in 2018. They raised 11 million. They wanted to really raise 36, but they only raised 11. Okay, that's not great. They're using Ethereum. Well, that's not great either, but okay, let's keep going. They created something called Overledger to create multi-ledger smart contracts, multi-ledger tokens. Okay, 2018 to 19, what happened? They patented an operating system. That's pretty fucking cool. And private networks. No startup accelerators got involved in Quant. So they didn't make much money on their ICO, and not a lot of companies came in with accelerator projects to help them out. So they got to get their money from somewhere. Let's keep going to find out where that happened. Well, they had a project making CBDCs. Oh, now that's where the government comes in, everybody. We can look at Quant as Satan's little helper, because that's what the CBDC is. It's the government money to control all of us and make us slaves. Now, oh, look. Now, one of the guys, Verdian, had U.S. Federal Reserve experience. We already said that. And United Kingdom authorities. Special projects include exploratory work with the Bank of England and the United States banking entities. The details remain disclosed. Okay, Verdian, the guy named Gilbert Verdian, he's the guy that was working with the United States, the United Kingdom on CBDCs to enslave everybody. But they can't talk about that. This won't give us details because they keep all that quiet. So Quant, even it wasn't getting money from banks, not really startups. They made a little bit of money from an ICO, but I have a feeling the United States government came in with maybe US aid or some kind of three-letter agency and gave them money to keep going. And then England probably funded them money, hush quiet money. And that's how Quant was basically a bitch for governments to enslave people to make CBDCs so they can track all of the shit we do. Wow, Crypto Hulk, you don't think you're a little prejudiced there on this article, do you? Oh, God, no. Let's look. So the guy running the shit used to work for the Federal Reserve and the United Kingdom Treasury and shit. He works for the government. He's got experience working for the government. There is ways for the government to give this fund money. They hid that. That's my opinion. They hid it because it says here, no government contracts are involved. So all this shit's hush money. They sent it to him quietly. Three-letter agency. Now, this is big. Quant got hooked up with Oracle and Amazon. But that's in ex post, so it's possible clouds. We don't know exactly what, and maybe it wasn't completely official, but Oracle and Amazon are working in there too. Now, it's alleged that Bank of International Settlements was working with Quant. That's a Ripple partner as well. The Bank of International Settlements, they're the bank of all banks in the world. I'm going to believe that one. There's no evidence. I'll believe it because Quant is so connected and all that shit. You can't be working on CBDCs and not work with the BIS. That's not going to happen. So I don't need to see evidence, 100% guaranteed. I will say I'm going to go with it. Yeah, they're working with the BIS to get this shit done. And the European Central Bank and Bank of Canada's involved, allegedly. I'll go with that too. I don't need evidence for that, me personally. Now, there was word that Morgan Stanley and BlackRock were mixed in. We don't have total agreement with that, but you know what? I might even go with that too. That's how you get that $86 price, okay? Look, when these cryptos get $86, it's not people like you and me with our little $20 here and $50. We don't get prices that much. Institutions do. So I'll tell you what, Quant is $86. That's institutional money. I'll believe in X post that BlackRock or Morgan Stanley was involved. I'll go with that. I think that's fair. There's no way to get that fucking price up that high. Now, guess who's also involved? XDC. Oh, man. If you got XDC, you're a wiener. Okay. Quant was linked to XDC Network for what? Tokenized treasury bonds. And we're talking in 2023. Yep. Key hire from R3 in 2024. Oh, here we go. Listen to this. In 2024, Quant hired a former capital markets lead from R3. This individual joined a panel with Visa. Oh my God, this is so fucking huge. HSBC, CLS, GLEIF, and they handle $6 trillion a day. This is fucking huge, okay? There's claims that Securitize was working with Morgan Stanley and BlackRock on this. I'll believe it. I'll go with it. I don't need to see 100% evidence. I believe that. If you got R3 in there and you're tokenizing shit, that's what Securitize does. Securitize is a Ripple partner, Morgan Stanley, and you got BlackRock, which is fucking BlackRock. I shouldn't have to say anymore. So at this point, hey, at this point, this fucking crypto seems like amazing. Totally fucking amazing. It's $86. It better be amazing. There was an industry event that occurred. Quant spoke at it. The people that spoke with Quant at this big industry event, Citibank, JP Morgan was there, MasterCard was there speaking at a Quant conference, Deutsche Bank was there, Bank of England, Bank of International Settlements, SWIFT. I mean, we can go, I think I've named just about the biggest of the big. Okay. So far, this is Quant. It's pretty fucking amazing. That's going to be the end of Quant. I'm not going to discuss it anymore. But wait a second. Hold on. Let me check something here. I did another deep dive on Quant, and I think LA Chain comes in. Let me take a look. I mean, you got the United Nations involved. Like, you got all these huge organizations. Like, this thing is so deep connected. Oracle and Amazon. Okay, we got that in there. R3. If I don't find the LA Chain, I might have skipped it in here. I'm just going to tell you to trust and believe me about LA Chain. I remember reading about LA Chain to you guys about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Okay. Okay, got it. All right. Now, LA Chain. Quant partnered with fintech and blockchain companies like UST, Oracle for digital assets, and LA Chain. Listen to this. Here's a little deep dive on LA Chain. I remember something about LA Chain like 3 years ago, maybe. 2-3 years ago, I remember this. Oracle, so LA Chain for regional DLT development. They also work with banks through projects like United Kingdom Regulated Liability Network. That's Citibank. Citibank started, or let's say, if they didn't start, it's a Ripple project, but the Regulated Liability Network's kind of mixed in. This is so fucking huge, you guys. The Regulated Liability Network is a platform of like 15 of the world's biggest banks, and it's a integral exchange type deal. It's pretty much Ripple is what it is. It was called the RLN, and they're working with LA Chain. Now, what LA Chain is, let's get into that. This is where they really didn't, Quant is more of a government type project, okay? So you won't have a lot of, if you do have banks coming in, they're not giving it a ton of money because it's a government type project to hook people up with CBDCs. That's not really something where JP Morgan would want to come in and donate 500 million. Quant is something where governments work together. Now, banks got to be in the bank. The reason I mentioned Citibank and these others, because look, the biggest banks want in on it, but they don't want to dump money in it. See what I mean? But the governments need to know how to do this shit, and these banks are all in the crypto. So now, but what does LA Chain have to do with this? Remember, this is for hooking up everybody else. LA Chain is a global alliance. This is kind of like your Democrat communist kind of thought where we got to get everybody hooked up, don't leave anybody behind, diversity and all that dumb shit, right? Okay. LA Chain is a global alliance led by innovative labs of the Inter-American Developmental Bank Group. The IDB, Inter-American Development Group, to foster the development of blockchain in Latin America and the Caribbean. That's where LA, Latin, and then America, and then C for Caribbean chain, okay? It's like welfare. It's like getting all the poor, like I told you already, this shit ain't taking off until all the poor people's hooked up. Quant is a government project for CBDCs with some very smart people and a lot of big industries, Swift, all kinds of big banks, Citibank, shit like that. It's not necessarily designed. It's more of a public blockchain. Quant is more of a blockchain that's designed for the public use, not private. Okay. That's what this Inter-American Developmental Bank, it's like welfare for poor countries to get them all hooked up with blockchain. The aims to accelerate the adoption of blockchain listen to this fucking shit. This is like some Obama kind of fucking Clinton, Joe Biden shit right here. This is to accelerate the adoption of blockchain to promote what? Financial, social, and gender inclusion. Oh my God. Reduce inequalities and foster innovation. Oh, what a bunch of fucking hippie shit. That's what this fucking LA Chain and the Interdevelopmental Bank and stuff. Now, what is, listen to this. What is the Inter-American? Now, this goes really, really deep. I'm not going to go over the history of the Interdevelopmental American Bank. This shit goes back to 1850. And people are like, oh, shit. This, I'm going to give you the fast version of this so you can understand. This is total. Remember I told you about slavery? This crypto's the new slavery shit? Okay, this shit goes back to 1850, all right? The idea of a regional bank to drive economic and social development in Latin America was first proposed by Argentine lawyer Juan Bautista Alberdi in 1844. again, what he wanted to do was use banks to drive social development. Remember how in the past 4 years, banks would unbank crypto companies like Ripple and shit? These banks try to steer people in a different direction. Oh, Biden says no crypto, debank all the good crypto companies. So banks would then unbank Ripple and other tech companies because they didn't want that socially for America. See this? And people are like, damn, Crypto Hulk, this shit's getting fucking real. This is Quant. Quant's hooked up with all the bad people that want to steer things in a fucking communist Soviet kind of way, okay? This is where all this thought stuff came. Then we talked, I'm going to skip a lot of shit here. Just kind of go with it. You can read the Interdevelopmental Bank yourself, the Inter-American Developmental Bank. If you want to learn about that, read it yourself. Just trust me, I'm giving the short version. You don't want to read this shit. It's disgusting. 1959, it talks about establishing the IDB. So that's 65 years ago. Who are the founding members? Well, you got America was in there with 19 countries. Okay, we go to the 1960s, 70s, 1993, 2000. You get some corporations get mixed up in this. 2010, major capital increase. 2016, 17. It talks about all shit. COVID comes in. 2022, 2023, 2025. You got $12 billion going into this fund. They're spending $12 million to be hooking up all these Latin American countries and shit. Ripple's right in there. Remember Ripple Latam, Ripple Latin America? And people are like, damn, Crypto Hulk, this show is so fucking real. You got Ripple in Brazil. Brazil was Ripple's second partner. The first one was Germany. After Germany, I think, came Brazil. And then they hop out to Singapore and shit. Ripple is following this interdevelopmental bank. This is all government shit right here, everybody. That's what Quant is. It's all government money shit. That's why you didn't see all of these startup accelerators and shit going into Quant, because it's government funded to do all this shit. That's why it's $86. It's not really from people like you and me driving it. It's corporations buying into this because they know it's government. They know it's safe. There's no rug pulls in it. This is government shit to hook up America and all of Latin America and Mexico with this interdevelopmental bank shit that started 65 years ago. Okay. It's using the banks to control social direction. See that? People are like, holy shit, Crypto Hulk, now you're fucking scaring me with this Quant shit. That's just what it is, man. Okay. Read what that fucking interdevelopmental bank is, and you'll see, you're like, damn, Crypto Hulk, you're right. I was reading through that earlier. Trust me, it was really fucking boring. You don't want to, I could read it, but thank God we're at 58 minutes. Whew, now you got to read it by yourself. Okay. Let me back up because people donated here. I got to back it up. Hold on a second. Raj, I'm just going to call him Raj P. The man, the myth, the legend. Well, I just do my best to find information so you could maybe make better investment choices. Let's put it that way. Not waiting in vain. Remember, for 19 months, 2024 crypto explosion. Quant is part of the Digital Pound Foundation. Right. It's the government. Quant is all mixed in with the government at $86 each, because in these big banks, look, the biggest banks got to work with the government, so they're involved in this, but they're not giving it money. That's the difference. Because I'm telling you, the meter was going off. Hold on.
You gotta be kidding me. That's 3 gallons of bullshit in a 2-gallon bucket.
So what I looked at with Quant is this. There's a lot of government, CBDC kind of talk, the Interdevelopment Bank hooking up Latin America, banks steering social direction kind of stuff. But I didn't see startup accelerators, and I didn't see big corporations dumping money. So then I'm like, how do you fund shit, right? And that's why I started thinking something's going on with this Quant shit. How are you able to hook up the whole fucking world, or at least this part of the world, America down to South, all the way down to South America. That's pretty much what Quant, the focus is. They got some connections with England and shit, but this whole Quant thing is America, probably Canada, but America down to South America. How do you do all that without hundreds of millions coming in with donations, endowments, shit like that, right? No banks are coming in buying all this shit. Banks aren't acknowledging that they're giving hundreds of millions. How are you doing all this shit? And then how do you get your crypto that good where it's $85 and nobody's giving you money? That's when the bullshit meter goes off, and I studied all this shit because it's Quant is linked in with the government. That's why. So there's your deep dive on Quant. Robbie Driscoll, thanks for the Quant baby fist. Maria Sanga, I see it slipping in there. Oh, well, looky here. Free donation. Hulk, thank you, Hulk. We appreciate your knowledge, wisdom, and intellect as always. Knuckle Dragger, what does he got to say? Knuckle Dragger, hands down, crypto Hulk, solid. Gracias. Gracias. Arrivederci. Let me look at some comments here. What is the current price of Quant? Let me take a look. Let me see if CoinMarketCap is still held hostage. No, it's not. Okay. Quant, let's see what it is. $89. Okay. What's the 1 year? Past 1 year, it hit up to $160. Oh shit, it's 50% off sale. The highest Quant ever was $394. Okay, this shit is on sale at like 75% off. You'd have to almost 4x that. So it's like 300% discount. I mean, it's down 300%. You get $89. It's high around 2 years ago, 3 years ago. 3 years ago, this shit was almost $400. So it's down like 75% off. So let's talk. Would Crypto Hulk buy it? No. I don't have that kind of money. I don't have a doubt this shit's gonna hit $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. I mean, it already used to be 400, and we haven't even taken off. So Quant would be something, and it's government. It's got Swift. Look, I have no doubt about Quant. There's no rug pulls. This is all fucking legit stuff. If you're like a fucking whale and you want to dump $100,000 or something into some shit like this, I wouldn't worry. Me personally, I can't do much with it. $89, I'd have to wait for it to, I'd have to have so much, I'd have to have 100,000 of this shit to make any money. So I don't know, like, if, gosh, it's hard to say. Number one, I can't tell anybody to buy it, so don't do anything I tell you. How much do I have no idea what this would go to, but before, like 3 years ago, this shit's already $400. This Quant is going to work with like half the fucking world. So $400 with really nobody using it. I can see 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 probably for something like this. Absolutely. If anything, let's say it only goes to $1,000 or something. I mean, you got governments involved in the interdevelopmental fucking shit. This is a solid project. It's got government written all over it. Banks are involved, the biggest banks in the world. This is going to be a global, not global. This is going to be like a regional kind of crypto. And from United States all the way down to South America, I'm not worried about a rug pull, nothing with this. This is a solid project from what I'm seeing. You got all these fucking geniuses working there and the biggest banks in the world. The governments have unlimited money. So that's why they're not doing Kickstarters and accelerators. They got governments dumping in money to this. So, you know, if you want to buy some of this shit and you're rich, you're watching the show, it looks extremely solid to me. I wouldn't worry personally. Although I'm not the one, I'm not a whale dropping $100,000 into something either. So So that's what I see with this. And we're out of time. There's only 14 million Quant. It is the internet of trust. Joshua's like, I'll buy one at a time. I know, it's too rich for my blood. And there's only 14 million tokens, so that's pretty fucking cool. I'll tell you what. I know these institutional investors are out there taking advantage of the $10 channel or the $5. I'll tell you what. If you're a whale and you have an option to go to BlackRock and get a BIDL fund with Bitcoin or something in it, or not BIDL fund, but one of these Bitcoin ETFs, or you have a chance to get Quant, I think you probably know your answer. Like, let's say I'm this investor guy. Why the fuck would I put money in some dumb shit like Bitcoin? Now, maybe Bitcoin goes to 500,000, whatever, but I think it's going to be like a supernova. It's going to blow out and then disappear and turn into like a fucking black hole, right? Quant's getting set up for the past, 9 years or whatever the fuck it's been. Let me take a look. 2014. They've been working on Quant since like 2014, 15, everybody. This shit is an ongoing project. Think about this now. You're a whale and you want to make a smart decision. This is a project where governments have been working on this shit for like 10 years to take care of this part of the Western Hemisphere. Probably even, I'll tell you what, from Canada all the way down to South America. That's what this crypto is designed to do. Our part of the world, 14 million tokens. There's less than Bitcoin. And you got all these governments and all these banks and all the... There's Swift's not involved in Bitcoin. That's so fucking stupid. You don't got JP Morgan, Swift, and all these banks and shit utilizing Bitcoin to move money. Bitcoin's not doing a fucking thing. If you're a whale and you buy into Bitcoin, you're so fucking stupid. Like, you shouldn't watch this show. You need to go to some kind of suicide hotline, because that's where you're going to end up when all this Bitcoin shit comes out. It doesn't do shit. It's not backed by anything. No one's using it. Then you look at Quant. This is a no fucking brainer. If you got millions in Bitcoin, hey, you made some great money from whatever. But if it was me, I would put my fucking 100,000s and millions into Quant. That's what I would do. This Bitcoin thing is so fucking stupid. Okay. I think we'll wrap this up. Okay, what cryptos we got left? We got Energy Web for tomorrow, Pentagon Chain, Kita, so that's 3. I've got LCX and Toto, T-O-T-O. What do you guys think about that? LCX for tomorrow. Besides those 3 I read off, that was from today, so I'm going to go over them tomorrow. And I can add 2 more. I got LCX and Toto. Thanks for that donation. Please do blocky. So what about LCX? You guys want me to do LCX? Yeah, do LCX. Okay. And then lastly, Toto. Have you ever heard of that? Capital T, little o, capital T, little o again, like Toto. Somebody that I kind of know, who kind of knows maybe a little something, told me to do Toto, but I can't mention their name. Never heard of it. Yeah, me neither. Haven't heard of Toto. Toto. Then let's do, we'll do Toto. Toto. And that's Toto. All right. That's what I'll work on tonight when the show is over. And I've got a show lined up for tomorrow. T.O. Thomas Ocean. It's a meme, says somebody. Oh, it's a meme. Hold on a minute. Let me do something. Give me a second. A meme coin inspired by the fictional dog. NFTs. It's like 0.000000, so it won't take much to boost that one. It's a micro cap with limited market traction. High gas fees on Ethereum could deter small transactions. It looks like it's a fucking train wreck. Fuck it. We're not doing Toto. That's a waste of my fucking time. All right. So, like, I can look through something real quick. It don't take much. LCX will be that one. What will be the last one here? Algorand. There's more than one, then I'm not fucking with it. Because that's just dumb shit then. ALGO. ALDO. Dent. Hyperliquid. Yes, sir. ALGO. XTC. LCX. Wads Pay. Algorand it is. Okay, fuck it. Algorand. All right. The time is 6:00 p.m. The show will start in about 13 hours. 12 hours and 50 minutes. 7 a.m. Pacific time. I'll be up at 5:30 and be ready to go with these different cryptos. And I'll see everybody at about 7 a.m. Pacific.